Mabuhay, Kamustika, welcome. How are you? This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. How to feel confident, comfortable with a younger wife. This was earlier done as a live stream and it was quite long, so I'm just trying to have the Cliff's Notes here for you. Are you considering pursuing a younger woman from another country to be your wife? Give me a few minutes of your time and maybe I can help you gain some confidence. You'll want to subscribe to Love Beyond the Sea, where we will cruise through many topics over the years to help a man have a successful relationship with a Filipina or any other nationality. Keep up with notifications, leave comments here or in the community corner message forums. There will be a link for that in the description box. You can also sign up for the Love Beyond the Sea newsletter to know when the next live stream will be, and a few other things. Now, I found my wife on Christian Filipina. There are many other ones out there, and frankly, it's not hard finding a wife there or even finding a younger wife overseas. But if you are not confident that it's going to work, then you're not likely even to bother pursuing a younger woman. Go ahead and share in the comments what you have learned to be confident with the younger wife. I'm going to try to mention some things here. For one thing, you'll need to be able to handle criticism. I have a video on that called Shame on You for Looking for a Younger Wife. Right from the start, you have to be able to understand that when, let's say you plan on bringing her to your country here in America, an age gap of over 20 years puts it at about 1% or so. So that is really unusual. And whenever people see something really unusual or hear about something unusual, they're going to talk about it. And so I guess on one hand, you'll have to have a thick skin that you have to handle without being, insecure and defensive, because a lot of that is going to be out of curiosity, but a lot more out of jealousy too. So I ultimately don't think it's anything to worry about, and there's probably going to be more said behind your back about your age gap relationship, but don't go looking for names or anything like that. Just understand it's unusual. It's something a lot of guys would like to do, didn't have the opportunity to do, didn't have the encouragement or motivation to do. But like many of us that have married Filipinas and have an age gap relationship, we're fine. We feel, pretty normal as far as I can tell. I have a wife, I have a marriage, and yeah, we happen to have a bigger age gap, but hasn't really bothered us any. So you have to handle the criticism, and you should also be confident that you're doing the right thing. I mean, that it's okay. Might be unusual for the people that you know. However, in the overall scheme of things, since the beginning of time, it has not been, all that uncommon. So some other things to think about now to help you be more comfortable. Just realize that she either married you or she is allowing you to pursue her if you aren't married. So she has legitimate interest. If it bothered her that much, she wouldn't give you the time of day. And that's usually what happens when you're looking for somebody here in the West. I can laugh now because that was 4.5 years ago. I met my wife and we got married very quickly, and we're still married today, and hoping to retire in the Philippines someday. So, we've been, we're pretty much united in our lives, and we go about our business just like anybody else. But when I went to pursue her, I didn't have any qualms about it. I didn't think I was doing something that was dirty. I knew it was unusual, but I also knew that it was no big deal as far as the culture of the Philippines goes. And especially if you're going to live there right away or someday, that should help put you at ease as well. So also, if she's comfortable with you, I mean, what more do you need to know? I mean, if she likes you, she's conversing with you, she seems comfortable with you, she's not ashamed of you, she's okay being with you in public, then that should also give you some confidence. One thing to mention is public display of affection is something that a lot of guys want, but a Filipina is likely to be more reserved in that way. But that doesn't mean at all that she won't be affectionate. It's just in the culture, it kind of, a lot of women feel like that's just too liberal and unnecessary, and there's no place for it. So just keep that in mind. So another thing to help you be confident is when you're on these dating sites, of course, you normally have a chance to have the other person specify an age group that she is willing to look for, as I try not to sneeze here. And so she may say, for example, she's 25 and she's looking for a man who is 25 to 50 or 60 or something like that. So if you fall within that range, then again, you should be confident that she's going to be okay to hear from you, because she has already let it be known that she's looking for someone with that particular age gap. I personally would be uncomfortable if there didn't seem to be any logic to the range. I mean, in other words, if she says, oh, anybody from 20 to 80 is fine. Well, yeah, at that point, maybe age isn't they can't say age isn't a number, because I think it would be. So if you fall within the specifications for age that she has, then I think you can be comfortable with that. Also realize that one of the things that makes an older guy look more attractive to her is being more stable financially. They would think that you would be able to take care of her better, and that you would be more faithful and loyal to her than perhaps somebody her own age would be. She's going to think that with your experience comes some wisdom, and so that also is a good thing that you can help her with. So you can become confident about that. So don't feel ashamed or uncomfortable with her in public. If you're together, you just met in the Philippines, remember, if she's already started a relationship with you, she knows your age, she's okay with that. Just act like you have an ordinary marriage or an ordinary dating relationship. I suppose she could tell if you are uncomfortable with that. And if you are, then it might be best not to pursue somebody with an age gap until you can determine, what it is that's making you uncomfortable about it. Now, another pointer here, don't overstate her age to others. Just be happy about it. Focus on telling people her other virtues. I mean, if you keep telling people, I'm 25, 30 years older than this woman, then they'll get the idea that that's the only thing you really cared about. And you don't want her to pick up on that. So just call her your wife. If they see you together, they'll recognize that there's an age difference. They'll probably say, hey, you're a lot older than she is. And then you can talk about it, I guess, because, it came up. But personally, I like to focus on telling people, as you know, about other things about my wife, like her character and the things she does for me, and why I love her the way I do. You will feel more comfortable by not giving people the impression she is only a sex object. Definitely, people will be talking about that. Just be the best husband to her that you can be if you are married. Also, don't act like her father. You don't have to. And don't talk too much with her about the age difference, because she doesn't need another father, doesn't want another father, doesn't want you to treat her like a child. And the age gap to her is no big deal, and she wants you to realize it's no big deal. And then just tell her how important she is to you. She should know that her youth is only one of the ways that you like her. So, be loading up on the compliments and be consistent with that. And I should also mention that you'll be more confident if you take care of yourself. This helps in every way, but especially in the bedroom. And that's really the main aspect I would be concerned about in these large age gap relationships. Um, and that's just the man being able to take care of business there with his wife. So understand, as I said earlier, an age gap, even a large age gap marriage, is not unique. It all comes down to your leadership of the marriage. Just invest yourself in it. Do what is best for her. Be a godly husband. Don't overstate the age thing. Just act like there is no difference, and focus on the things that you need to do as a couple to be able to have a lasting relationship. I've always seen my wife as my wife. She's my special love. I've never been nervous around her. A large age gap can work with your love beyond the sea.